Hey, Drop, welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. Today we are playing Dungeonology, The Expedition by Ludus Magnus Studios. It is a 1 to 4 player dungeon crawl where you're a student of a small Italian village and you're part of a university. But what you're doing is you're going around studying the area to see if there are any baddies or clans that are popping up. So you're not necessarily fighting monsters, you're kind of sneaking around and seeing what you could learn to prove your thesis correctly. I did say 1 to 4 player game, but however, the solo mode is not available yet. It should be available, I think, sometime in the beginning of 2020. It was part of the Kickstarter extras, so right now I have it set up for a 3-player game. So let's go over to the table and check it out and see how it plays. Okay, so here we have Dungeonology set up for a 3-player game. As usual, I'm not going to teach you how to play. There are plenty of videos out there that show you how to play that can do a better job than what I can, so I would suggest you go and look at those. Otherwise, we're going to play a few rounds and I'll give you my thoughts. So let's get started. I have purple, yellow, and red set up. Valerio the Squire, Sophia the Scum, and Rebecca the Apprentice. I have it set up for an easy game because this is my first time playing, and of course I'm playing all 3 characters, so I learn the game and I can teach it to others. So it gives me a little bit of an understanding of how it works. I guess let's get started. What's nice is they have this little turn phase summary so you know what to do, and I think I'm going to be using this a lot along with the instructions, which are right over here. And I have some extra pieces off screen that you can't see. So, alright, the game is played over 5 turns. There's a thesis submission, the rest phase, the movement phase, the action phase, and then the end of turn phase. So, of course, we would start with thesis submission, but we have no knowledge on our little board. Your knowledge is tracked there. Can't really submit a thesis. We're gonna go to the rest page. It's first turn, don't need to rest. So let's go right to the movement page. Alright, so she's in her action phase. She's going to study. This has a stealth of 3. Alright, so she can't do anything, so she successfully studies these 2. So now, because I have the, I can look at the thingy, I don't know what it's called, I will tell you. The knowledge combo. When the scholar has this combination of information cubes, they receive 1 knowledge token to be placed on the knowledge slot. Awesome, so I have a knowledge token, and I can't get lost, and now I'm going to look at Alright, so that was a few rounds of Dungeonology. It moved a little slow, a lot of rules. So let's head back into the office and talk about it. That was Dungeonology, The Expedition. You saw a few rounds. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this game. I thought some of the rules were really confusing about how to play. It seems like there's a very, very heavy take that mechanic, and I feel that you can go back and forth battling the other players for knowledge cubes a lot. Like I was drawing a lot of cards that said, well, if you're in the same zone, take a knowledge cube from an adjacent player. Or there was one card that it was force another player to give you 3 knowledge cubes, or they move right to the end of turn phase. things like that. So I'm not huge on games with a take that mechanic that it relies on. So I don't really know how I feel about this. The solo mode isn't out yet. I think I'll hold on to the game until the solo mode comes out to give it a try and see how that's implemented. The other thing is, compared to Black Rose Wars, which was their game right before that, I found Black Rose Wars, while it did have a take that mechanic because you were battling other mages, I just found that the movement and what you did was a little more intuitive. I believe, well, that was more of a deck builder where you would build up your spell library to go through the games and get what you needed. Whereas with Dungeonology, it's almost like a race to get the knowledge you need so you can reveal what you're making your thesis on, and then trying to get those cubes to, I guess, prove your thesis at the same time while trying to avoid the boss, who's the wandering boss around the board, and the other players who basically have it out for you. I do like the fact that you can't have a runaway leader, because once one of the players does get to turn the dial up one, the other players become exalted and have some bonus abilities. They can move a little faster, they can have larger hand sizes, things like that, which helps to keep them in the game. But I can see an issue of people kind of starting to gang up on one player if they're in the lead, just to try to get close to them and start stealing knowledge tokens for almost no reason. So I don't know how I feel about it, and I'm not exactly sure if I can recommend it. Because I don't know if I like it or not. So I'm gonna try to play it with some other players and see how they feel, if they feel the same as I do. I will wait for the solo mode to come out with some of the extra stuff and see how that plays solo. But I just have a suspicion that this game will not be in my collection for very long, which is sad because I really enjoyed Black Rose Wars, which is their previous game. So anyway, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe. You'll be notified whenever I upload new videos. Any questions or comments about this game, or if I messed up some rules, which I kind of think I did because they were a little confusing, please post them below and let me know. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.